Good morning and welcome back to the Nudelberg Daily Huddle. Here we go. Here we are. It's Tuesday. We're one day closer to college football. We're one day closer to the NFL season. We're one day closer to the end of August.
Listen, I want the season to end right now. 2-0. That's a 2-0. I'm done.
You guys are living.
You got to take what you can get with a Jet fan, man. Are you kidding? 2 in the win column. I'm snapshopping that thing and putting it up on the wall, man. It's like 2-0.
How you can get them. It's just like a difference of perspectives, right? Like you said, you watched it and it was like excruciating to watch. You could barely watch it. Whereas to me, and I tweeted about this the other day, Jake commented on it. I was like, if you can't enjoy watching guys fight for a career in the fourth quarter of a preseason game, you don't really love football. Like, don't talk to me about loving football if you can't watch that and be like, yeah, I'm into this and love every second of it.
Just complete madness. Howie and I were texting each other and I go, are you still watching? He goes, no, I'm watching Little League Baseball.
So I lived a Seinfeld episode yesterday. I lived it. Like, I reenacted a real Seinfeld episode yesterday. So I got, the car accident last week. The whole back end is busted. So I'm not driving the car. I'm waiting for the insurance adjuster to come, look at it and tell me what they're going to do. So I get a rental car through Geico from Enterprise. They make the reservation. They make the reservation. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm going to go pick it up on, I'll go pick it up on Monday. Great. End of the day comes around. I Uber over there to go get it. I get there, and of course, they don't have my reservation.
Understand, right?
So I really felt like I was in because they had the reservation, but they gave the car away. And I was like,
you know how to take the reservation,
right? So it's like you can't make this up. But so I just sent Shay they're like, oh, I'm really sorry, Mr. Nudelberg. We'll get this worked out. Don't worry. Don't worry. We have a car for you. And so I was supposed to get like a basic, sedan, I was supposed to get like a Chevy Malibu or something like that. They pull around this orange Dodge Charger, right? That's got black rims on it. It's got two-tone black and white interior. And I'm like, oh, man. So I just sent the pictures to Shay so we can show the car. But it was a real live episode yesterday of just like, yeah, you know how to take the reservation, but you don't know how to hold the reservation.
The whole point of the reservation is
to hold the reservation.
Really fantastic.
It was really funny.
Gary Cedar loves that episode as well. It was great spending time with her and her team yesterday. We went back to the Batcave. We were in the office working on LinkedIn. And every time I present the LinkedIn like a pro, it amazes me how really good it is.
That is a fact.
Oh, look at you, man.
So this is the orange Dodge Charger. So if you see this rolling around Oakland Park, you know that it's me. And you'll know that it's me because there's not a tinted window on it. So it's like sitting in a fishbowl as I'm pulling up to places.
That's a Chrysler 300, not a Dodge.
Whatever. I could hear it coming around the corner, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I have rented that vehicle before, and it's a nice ride. I mean, it's
and it's fast. It's all hopped up with the engine, the whole deal, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is something interesting."
Very nice. Why don't we get to some serious stuff and get this show on?
Let's get to some wake up music because today is the easiest huddle day of all huddle days. It is a Mamba mentality day. So let's get to some wake up music and we'll come back.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more about the thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
So, Mr. Head Coach, we have a congratulations that you should shout out. Somebody else is joining your staff.
We have a congratulations. We've got a new staff member, and a big shout out to Howie Craw, who is joining the On the Ball roster as the Director of Business Development. So congratulations to you, Howie. Super excited to get this thing off and rolling with you. I know that you will carry the brand well, and excited to have you on the staff.
Yeah, I mean, adding another Jet fan evens the tilt, so we're all good. But you know what? I just for the record, he called me last week, and I'm really close to Howie. When Howie's a mutual friend put us together a couple years ago, we've gotten friendly. He's gotten close. He's taken the training. He drank the Kool-Aid. But he said, hey, can I go to the JA event the other night, which is, for those that don't know, it's our league event. I said, yeah, come as my guest. He comes in. He was there when I got there, timely, which is important. Number two is we started talking to each other, and he wasn't a barnacle. You know what a barnacle is?
Somebody that latches on to you.
Fucking get away from me. Go do your thing, and he went and he worked the room, and I watched, and I said to myself, this decision is so validated, because who doesn't like Howie?
An intangible, right? I think Greg Goldstein says, nice job, Howie. Perfect personality for the job. Amen. He carries the intangibles, which you can train everything else. You can train the business development process. You can train all of the other tactics. He has the personality. He carries the brand. He is the brand. So super excited to have Howie doing it as part of the crew. And I'm sure he'll make sure that we're staying present and just being.
So for me, I just want to say the one word, and I've hired this throughout my whole career, the one word is passion. The guy's got passion. The one, you cannot take it away from him. When he shows up, he lights the room up, but Jake hits it on the head.
Yeah. No, he's not an author yet. So.
Nope. He's out. Lori's in. You're in.
Right.
I'm in. Right.
That's right. And I love, there's a real running joke going on in the comments right now about the Jets. Coach Mike was like, is there a running tally in the office how many times Steve Nudelberg can mention the Jets during the huddle? Don't worry, Coach Mike. That's only going to last for another 2 weeks, because as Dan Nelson says, didn't the Jets get eliminated from the playoffs, or is that just opening weekend? Right?
Have your fun.
It won't last very long.
Do this. Listen, it's very much like the Florida State-Florida game. For me, if the Jets beat the Dolphins, it's a winning season. And they usually do. And they usually do.
We'll see. So today would have been Kobe Bryant's birthday. It's an unbelievable opportunity for us to celebrate him, celebrate his legacy, and then go back and pull out all of the nuggets that he has often gifted us. So we've chopped up a few videos here to talk about Kobe. Shay, show me the first one on talking about how to live a successful life.
It's very simple. You have to dance beautifully in the box that you are comfortable dancing in. So everybody's box is different. My box was to be extremely ambitious within the sport of basketball. Your box is different than mine, right? Every kid here has their own box, but it doesn't mean that your box isn't as beautiful as mine. Everybody has their own. It's your job to try to perfect it and make it as beautiful of a canvas as you can make it. And if you have done that, then you have lived a successful life.
So you spoke, yeah.
I just got to tell you, of all of the orators, all of the people we watch on YouTube, all the people spewing stuff, I think he's the best of the best. I think he is his wisdom was so far beyond everybody's comprehension. It's just amazing to listen to him.
And he's speaking really metaphorically there, but I think when you decipher that down, it's about owning your role. Right. And I remember way back when Coach Saban first started speaking, and I listened to him talk about, if your job is to shine shoes, be the best shoe shiner that you can possibly be. That's what the mentality is. that's what the 1% better mentality is I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know what my future is going to look like, but I know that wherever I am today and whatever my opportunity is today, I'm going to own that opportunity and do everything I can to take advantage of that and be the best version of whoever I am today that I can be, which I absolutely love that.
So I think Virginia hits it right on the head. To me, it doesn't feel real. The videos and the stuff that he left behind, I used it in a presentation last week, one of his little quips. But, to me, it's like he was a better entrepreneur than he was a basketball player.
Right. And he never compared himself, right? Like, I think that's the biggest thing, and something that he's touching on there about, making your own box and dancing beautifully within your own boxes. It's not about other people's boxes. It's not about what anybody else is doing. It's how well are you dancing within the box that you're in. And in order to dance well, there is a non-negotiable with him, which is show me 4 a.m.
Every kid, every person has the ability to put one foot in front of the other.
One step at a time.
Right? So like if you're saying, okay, I'm going to climb Mount Everest, you're at the bottom of the mountain and you look up and you're going, I'm not going to climb Mount Everest, right? But if you break it down into sections and you just one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, next thing you know, you're at the top of the mountain. So if your job is to try to be the best basketball player you can be, right? To do that, you have to practice, you have to train, right? You want to train as much as you can, as often as you can. So if you get up at 10 in the morning, train at 11, right? 12, say 12, train at 12, train for 2 hours, 12 to 2. You have to let your body recover. So you eat, recover, whatever. You get back out, you train, start training again at 6. Train from 6 to 8, right? And now you go home, you shower, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you wake up, you do it again, right? Those are 2 sessions. Right? Now imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4. You go 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax, blah, blah, blah. Now you're back at it again, 9 to 11, right? You relax, and now all of a sudden you're back at it again, 2 to 4, and now you're back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4, right? And so now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger.
It's the work. I mean, so you're stealing hours in the day, right? Like those who wake up earlier get more done, right? I mean, I was in my inbox this morning after I ran at 5 o'clock and was going back and forth with a few people, having conversations. I'm getting it done earlier. And those of you that aren't having that first conversation until 9:30, 10, 10:30, it's just a matter of amount of work.
So it's a choice. And this is what the difference is that if I'm committed to outworking you, right, I do it just in basic hours. I mean, you think about if I get 3 hours a day on you, that compounds over a week, over a month or whatever. And I learned that from other people that
that's compounding habits.
I'm committed to that behavior. I'm going to get up, get after it, and just outwork people. And it makes a difference. And, he showed it.
So show me the last video about morning meditation before we get to morning motivational music.
I meditate every day, and I do it in the mornings, and I do it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I think it's important because it sets me up for the rest of the day. It helps me. It's like having an anchor. If I don't do it, I feel like I'm constantly chasing the day, as opposed to being able to be controlled and dictate the day. Not that you're, calling the shots on what comes forward, but the fact that I am set and ready for whatever may come my way. I have a calmness about whatever comes my way and a poise. And that comes from starting the morning off with meditation.
I love that. And I think that's so true in sales, right? Whereas like you get up and you don't have a foundation and you're chasing and you're going after all of these things and, calls are coming in and you're feeling like you're just trying to keep your head above water till it gets to 5 o'clock so you can turn it off. Finding that way in the morning to set your foundation with whatever it is. I mean, if you listen to The Rock's anchor, which he uses that word anchor, is the gym, right? That is his anchor. It's not necessarily meditation. He's in the gym doing physical work. That's his anchor that sets him up for success. You got to find that anchor. You got to have that thing that sets the foundation for you.
Well, when you think about it, Hayden talked about just, setting his alarm clock a half hour different. For me, I ultimately got to where I was ahead of everybody 2 hours. 2 hours, even if I only did it Monday through Friday, is 10 hours a week, is 40 hours a month. I got another week on everybody.
Yep.
So instead of 4 weeks, I had 5 weeks in time, so it just makes a difference. It wasn't that I was so much better at the start. I got better because I was doing more, but the reality was it just putting in the time is so important. And I just love the way he phrases it and does it.
So let's get to some morning motivational music, and then we'll come back and we'll hit a few more Kobe videos.
Oh, this is a good song too.
I'm so glad to be here, and my music's still sincere. Let's get back to the story. All of this pain and glory. And 94 was my life, and my life wasn't right. So I reached out to you and told you what I've been through.
Yeah, love it, the underdogs on top, and I'm gonna shine on me until my heart stops.
Go ahead and be me. I'm a soul hip hop queen, and I ain't going nowhere, but you already know me.
Yeah, love it, the underdogs on top, and I'm gonna shine on me until my heart stops.
Go ahead and be me. I'm a soul hip hop queen, and I ain't going nowhere, but you already know me. And I came to share my world, but at that point I was just a foolish girl trying to find my way. Then I dropped the Mary album, and people would say that it's just not gonna work. And my feelings, they did hurt, but my fans showed me so much love, and I owe it all to them. And I came with no more drama. I remember that, yeah. It was when Aaliyah died. I couldn't hardly sleep. Thought about it every day, and it made me change my way. I'm a real woman now because of all of these
Yeah, love it, the underdogs on top, and I'm gonna shine on me until my heart stops.
Go ahead and be me. I'm a soul hip hop queen, and I ain't going nowhere, but you already.
So I just got to tell you, music reminds you of times in your life.
Sure.
When that was hot, that song was really hot, which it's still hot, but I had just gotten the Range Rover.
Right.
So if you remember, I had this big black Range Rover, no wheels. I mean, I saw Jay Will driving it in the parking lot. I said to my guy, I want that car. Bam, did it. And then so it reminds me, because that was the song I was playing, windows down. What a great car. You actually inherited that car.
I did. I inherited that car right when I got hired at Florida State full-time post-grad. And I'll never forget pulling in to the coach's parking lot as the young coach on staff in the Range Rover with the 20-inch wheels. Hey guys, I'm here to do a job. Let's go. Let's go.
Players loved you. They were like, look at this dude.
And so I think Philemon Lopez talks about something really important. He says the key here is not confusing activity with accomplishment. What are you doing with those extra 2 hours that gets you ahead, right? So having no plan and just showing up and waking up early and then getting sucked into your timeline for 2 hours, not going to prove to be efficient for you to help you do what you want to do. But if you're looking for time to read, if you're looking for time to write, if you're looking for time to get caught up on follow-ups, if you're looking for time to send outreach to people and connect with people, if you're looking for that time where you need to find it in your day, that's the time to do it. Nobody else is working. Nobody else is doing anything. Nothing's coming inbound. It's really your time. So setting a plan for it, which I think is what Philemon is really talking about here, is that you got to have an idea on what you want to accomplish to be able to execute it within that time.
Well, I think, the same could be said if you go to the gym and you don't know what you're doing and you just kind of floating around. I saw somebody, I think it was in Hard Knocks, one of the Detroit players, the dad was an ex-football player and was showing him how to train.
John St. Brown, who he was Mr. Olympia.
Yes.
Mr. Olympia 2 times. Imagine having that guy as your dad.
So he was saying people go in the gym and they're doing like this thing. And he goes, you're wasting your time. You're not doing it right. So to Philemon's point, you got to look at, so to me, and I did this with a coaching client yesterday, the metric is 1 chapter a day. Boom, a book is 20 chapters. 20 days later, you wiped out the book. So, setting those daily kind of things, which is what Kobe did. When Kobe lost in the playoffs, right? He went back to his high school gym, and just, or whatever the old gym was, and sat in for a couple of hours with shooting free throws. That's the work, man. It's great.
I don't know if you've seen Byron Scott has a podcast now, but Byron's been putting out his podcast content. He had Robert Horry on there, and they were telling Kobe stories, obviously appropriately for Kobe's birthday today. But he was talking about being a coach in LA when Kobe came in, and Kobe texting him at 4:00 in the morning, like, hey, what's the practice plan for today? I want to know what we're going to be working on later so I can work on it now. And, Byron was talking about like, well, I didn't wake up until 6 a.m. He's like, so first of all, what are you doing up at 4 a.m.? Don't you ever sleep? And Kobe was like, no, not really. Like, I'm obsessed.
And Byron said at that point, I got a problem with this guy.
Right.
Like, holy shit. Like, who is this guy? Byron actually played with Magic and with Kobe. What an unbelievable.
So let's close out the show with Kobe talking about what is greatness and defining greatness in his eyes.
I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you. I think that's what greatness is or should be. It's not something that lives and dies with one person. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person that then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. Yeah. And I think that's our challenge as people, is to figure out how our story can impact others and motivate them in a way to create their own greatness.
Bingo.
So I want to close with a thought about all of us when we compare ourselves to a guy like Kobe. Kobe achieved unbelievable greatness, but Kobe had flaws too.
Of course.
Kobe had a situation where he either did or didn't rape that girl, whatever. He overcame that, which is, I think, what real greatness is that none of us are perfect. There is no straight line to the top for any of us. And if you ask people who have understood greatness, they will tell you where it went wrong and how they learned from it and how they got better. And so I think that's the biggest takeaway, is that nobody talks about that downstroke, but we all have them. He did so much good, so much better, that it pushed that shit out.
That's the consistency piece, right? Is that he didn't allow that one negative moment or any negative moment to define his story. He stayed consistent in doing the work, whether it be to improve as a basketball player, improve as an entrepreneur, improve as a husband, improve as a father. He stayed on that journey of improvement, which allowed him to outwork and do more than any of the negative could ever have been the narrative. So I think, when he talks about success, I've always talked about defining success as how many people you help find success, not actually what your accolades are, but how many people can you point to say, yeah, I helped that person. And if you have that mentality as a leader or as a business development person, it is impossible for you not to find success.
We could talk about Kobe all day, every day. He is a shining example, that we can all live by. And I go back to the rule that we all learned in kindergarten: follow the leader. There are people doing great stuff. Follow the leaders. That guy was a leader. He left a roadmap for all of us. Just a thrill to be able to talk to him today in his honor.
Go inspire somebody today on Mamba Mentality Day. Would have been Kobe's birthday. Great show, great day. Let's get down to business.
Make sure you wish Howie congratulations.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night.